Let's go now. Well, the Mike Haridopolos, and NASA is part of his territory in Florida. And what do you hear, Mike?
Well, Cats, first of all, great to see you at the White House last week. You and the president are obviously dear friends, and we appreciate all you do, and I hope you had a great Easter.
Well, Easter, the Greek Easter is next week.
It's next week,
and
yeah.
You know what the advantage is? We buy all the chocolate bunnies at half price.
Very true. Very
yes.
true. Well, it's been a huge week for us.
What do you hear about Artemis? Anything good?
Oh, it's all good. The new administrator, got him Jared Isaacman, a self-made billionaire, has done an incredible job of really revamping NASA, of course, fulfilling Donald Trump's legacy and ideas. Remember, Donald Trump created the Space Force, and we are about to go around the moon literally tonight for the first time since 1972.
At 7:02.
We're going to see some spectacular images.
Yes.
Yep. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, Mike, how much has this done for, I have seen people like young and old. I mean, this has really rejuvenated the space program like I've never seen. I mean, it's beautiful.
It really is, Rita. I had the pleasure of being at the launch last Wednesday, and
oh, wow.
You saw people crying and just having a great time and just celebrating America. Isn't it great when Americans can finally come together and get something right? And this is just a spectacular celebration of that incredible opportunity to go across the moon and to show American might.
Yeah.
By the way, the actual title that Mike has is he chairs the Space Committee in Congress. And
I do.
So when are we going to Mars?
We're going to launch from the moon to go to Mars because you don't have to break through the Earth's atmosphere. That's why you need those huge engines on this rocket to get out of the Earth's atmosphere. But once you're out in space, it's a heck of a lot easier to make your way to Mars.
So we set up that base on the dark side of the moon? Where will that base be?
Floyd would say yes. What we're really going to settle down is in the South Pole because that's where the water is, and that's where you get the propulsion to lift off those engines. Remember, these engines run on hydrogen, and so you have water on the moon. That will be your fuel source, and then we'll use 3D printers and other devices on the moon to eventually build a rocket. And just like Elon Musk has talked about, that's how we will get to Mars, I think, in our lifetime.
Wow. Well, by the way, speaking of outer space, some of the stuff coming from Democrats really does seem out of this world. I got to get your reaction, Congressman, to this, because they've been coming out and essentially saying it's war crimes. I was watching Ro Khanna, of course, Democrat from California over the weekend, and he was saying that if they get the midterms, if the Democrats get the House, we'll impeach Trump. And if we get the Senate, we'll remove him. I mean, this is like everything is anti-Trump. It's Trump, Trump, Trump. How does this function in Congress?
Oh, it's a struggle, Rita. And look, you wonder sometimes if they're rooting for the Iranians in this encounter, right? They're always rooting against the economy. It's really embarrassing. It's like they're no longer patriotic. They're just rooting for power. And dealing with some of these people like Ro Khanna, who is now Mr. Epstein. He said nothing for 4 years when Joe Biden was president. Suddenly, when Donald Trump became president, he goes on the issue. But it was Donald Trump who's kept the Epstein issue alive all these years.
We got a little bit of a breaking news. This is interesting, Congressman, on this new poll.
Breaking news, WABC.
I think CNN is going to get some ire of their audience on this one because Harry Enton, who's sort of their poll guru, is coming out with a poll apparently on CNN, Congressman Haridopolos, saying that Republicans are trailing Democrats, but by just 5 points. Leading into the midterms. Usually, the party that's in power is leading by quite a lot, just historically. So in other words, it's pretty much neck and neck. Despite the Democrats' best efforts.
Exactly. And look, once we get past this Iranian problem, we're going to see gas prices come down again. We've already seen the stock market rise. We see inflation lower. We see interest rates lower. And most importantly, for places like where I live, we've seen a 20% reduction in crime because we're finally arresting illegal aliens and busting these drug dealers who had pushing things all throughout the Biden years. I think we got a great shot to keep the majority.
Well, keep us posted, Congressman. It's so great to have you. I'm jealous that you and John had such a great time. I thought I was an adopted Greek, but maybe next year.
You got it. Well, thanks, Rita. Thanks, Cats. And great to see you back in Washington a couple weeks ago. And enjoy Easter next week.
Thank you, Mike.